The message arrived at the Imperial Palace of Zithera at 0300 hours, cutting through 17 layers of quantum encryption and bypassing security protocols that had stood unbreached for 3 centuries. It was a simple text transmission, originating from the slums of New Jakarta on Earth, a place the Zitheran Empire had classified as economically irrelevant. Empress Jatira, Supreme Commander of the 12 Systems and bearer of the Eternal Crown, sat in her meditation chamber when her personal AI attendant interrupted her. "Your Radiance, an unusual communication has reached your private channel." The Empress's 3 eyes blinked in sequence. "Impossible. Only heads of state possess those codes. Nevertheless, Majesty, it appears to be from a human." The message is brief. Jatira's translucent fingers moved across the holographic interface. The message materialized before her. "Please, my daughter is starving. They say you have the best nutrition tech in the galaxy. Can you spare formula for 1 baby? I can work. I'll do anything. Noah Chen, Earth." Attached was a single image. A human male, clearly exhausted, holding an infant wrapped in worn fabric. The baby's eyes were closed, her small face peaceful despite the obvious poverty surrounding them. The Empress stared at the message for a long moment. Her security chief, Commander Vexoth, appeared moments later, his 4 arms gesturing frantically. "Your Radiance, we're tracking the breach now. This human somehow—" "Stop," Jatira said softly. "How did he get this code?" Vexoth's mandibles clicked nervously. "We believe he purchased it from a data broker in the Outer Rim. He spent his entire year's savings apparently thinking it was a direct line to humanitarian services." "He thought wrong," the Empress said, still staring at the image. "And yet he reached me. Shall we delete the message and reinforce our—" "No." Jatira stood, her ceremonial robes flowing like liquid starlight. "Prepare my transport. Your Radiance?" Vexoth's confusion was palpable. "I'm going to Earth." Noah Chen hadn't slept in 47 hours. His daughter Ava lay in her makeshift crib, a reinforced plastic container lined with his only clean shirt. She was crying again that week, desperate sound that tore his heart apart with every breath. The formula dispensary had denied his request. Again. His citizenship score was too low, his employment record too spotty. The fact that he'd been laid off when the Zitheran mega corporation automated the entire manufacturing district didn't matter to the algorithm. He'd sent that message in desperation, spending money he didn't have for what was probably a scam. Now Ava was crying and he had nothing left. The knock on his door was so authoritative that Noah initially thought it was the eviction enforcement. He opened it, preparing to beg for another week. Instead, he found himself staring at beings he'd only seen in news broadcasts. Zitheran warriors in ceremonial armor flanked his doorway, and in the center stood a figure that made Noah's knees weak. Empress Jatira herself. Noah Chen. Her voice resonated with harmonics beyond human hearing, yet her tone was gentle. Yes, you're—" Noah couldn't form words. "May I see your daughter?" Noah stepped aside numbly. The Empress of the 12 Systems entered his tiny apartment, her presence somehow making the cramped space feel sacred. She approached Ava's crib and looked down at the crying infant. "How old?" 3 months, Noah whispered. "Her mother died in childbirth. Complications. We couldn't afford the good hospital." Jatira's primary eye fixed on Noah. "You spent 2,400 credits to send me that message." "That was food money." "It was formula money," Noah corrected. "But yes, you would starve yourself for her. Every parent would." The Empress made a sound that her translator rendered as contemplative. She lifted one translucent hand, and a holographic interface bloomed in the air. Her fingers moved with practiced precision. "Every parent would," she repeated. "Yet not every parent does. Commander Vexoth, scan this entire district. Every child. I want nutritional profiles, health assessments, family situations, all of it. Your Radiance, this is 1 district in 1 city on 1. Then expand the search to the entire planet. I want it done within the hour." Noah watched in confusion as the Empress continued working through screens of data that meant nothing to him. Finally, she turned. "Your daughter needs more than formula, Noah Chen. She needs proper nutrition, medical care, and a future. So do 16 million other children on this planet alone." She touched her wrist device. "This is Empress Jatira. I am issuing Imperial Decree 779. Effective immediately, all Zetheran nutrition technology is to be shared freely with Earth. Establish distribution centers in every major population zone. Priority to children under 5. Noah's legs gave out. He sat heavily on his worn couch. Why? Shatira picked up Ava gently. The infant's crying stopped almost immediately, her tiny hand reaching for the Empress's luminescent face. Do you know why the Zetheran Empire has endured for millennia, Noah Chen? It is not our technology or our military might. It is because we remember that civilizations are built on the survival of the young. We simply forgot to extend that principle beyond our borders. She handed Ava back to Noah. Your message reminded me that the measure of an empire is not the height of its palaces, but whether the smallest voice can still reach the throne. The Empress's security team was already unloading containers from their transport. Noah saw boxes marked with symbols he recognized from expensive stores, the kind he'd never been able to afford. This is 6 months of advanced formula, Vexoth announced, his forearms working efficiently, customized for human infant nutrition. We're also leaving medical nanites, basic health scanners, and a communication device. I can't pay for this, Noah said, tears streaming down his face. You already did, the Empress replied. You paid with the courage to ask. That is a currency too many have forgotten. As the Zetheran delegation prepared to leave, Shatira paused at the door. Your daughter Ava. That name means life in an old Earth language, yes? Noah nodded, unable to speak. Then let this be a day when life was chosen over protocol, when one father's love changed the policy of an empire. She smiled, an expression her species rarely showed. Thank you for the reminder, Noah Chen. The news spread across the galaxy within days. The Zetheran Empire, previously known for its cold efficiency, had opened its humanitarian resources to Earth based on a single message from a desperate father. Other species took notice. Within months, aid began flowing from civilizations that had previously viewed humanity as beneath their concern. Noah never sought fame from the incident. He simply raised Ava in their small apartment, now filled with everything she needed. Sometimes on quiet nights, he'd hold his daughter and tell her the story of how an empress crossed the stars because someone believed the powerful should care for the powerless. And in the imperial palace of Zethara, Empress Shatira kept a copy of that original message displayed in her meditation chamber, a reminder that the smallest voices often carry the most important truths.